Geek Dad Life presents Toy Geeks, the live toy talk show. Tonight we're going to talk about Hasbro teasing their first ever G.I. Joe classified series Haslab project and whether or not it'll be the Hiss Tank or something else. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Toy Geeks. My name is Jay, and with me, as always, Sunday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is my good friend John. John, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. How are you, Jay?
I'm doing well. My mouth feels much better today, but I feel like I have a little more raspier today, but I feel fine. Just been an exhausting week of everybody in my family getting COVID except for me and kids staying home from school. Really exhausting week. But John, you and I had a hell of an adventure yesterday.
We did.
I'm sure we'll talk a little bit about it in today's episode, in today's Toy Geeks, like what we're going to do right now, I guess tonight's Toy Geeks. But we might have to save a lot of it for the after show, which I've titled Storage Locker Treasures. So if you haven't been a patron yet, it's $5. You get a whole bunch of stuff, including our After Dark hangout after Toy Geeks. And so I'm sure we'll get into some of the nitty gritty and there was some gritty.
There was some gritty
of what transpired yesterday. But we'll definitely talk about it a little bit in Toy Geeks as well. But there, John, there is a ton to talk about. First ever classified Haslab, some Joe reveals, some Star Wars reveals that I think are very interesting. Like, I don't know, it feels like Uncanny Valley or something. I'll explain. Maybe you feel the same way, but we'll talk about that. We have some amazing new Nate Baertsch art for the Masterverse figures. Some more. And John, I think I said last week, tons of entries for Stump John. And tonight's is going to be lifelong collectors submissions.
Oh.
And lifelong collector, I think, was a little ticked that I guess I don't remember, but I guess I helped you the last time he sent one in. And so he's coming for blood. This is, I think, one of the hardest Stump Johns ever submitted.
Oh no!
So
is it handmade?
When I saw him, I was like, "Oh my God, he is going for blood." So stick around to the end of this episode to experience that. Lifelong toy collector was not playing, but John, let's say hello to everybody in the chat. It is hopping as always. Like as I started, there were like 45 extra chats that came in. So I'll try and go back a bit here. Ashman is here. John Rhodes, Shiny Plastic People, Renegade Biker. Go Figure is in the house. A great YouTube channel. Definitely check it out. Let's see that you're Dartherian, Free Reign, Rick Capabianco is here. David V. Migo Hulk is in the house as well. Toy Art is here. Space Cowboy. Mike Giorlico. Jimmy is in the house. Tristan is here. Jason, Brandon TV. Angel or Angel Cano. Thanos Copter. Geek Strong's here. Doomed. Brick Something is here as well. We've also got Comics is in the house. Good to see Comics here. We got J Solo Arts. Toy Connections. Wonder how big a classified size his tank could be. Good question, Toy Connections. And he's gone in the live streaming game on his YouTube channel. So if you haven't checked out Toy Connections yet, definitely do that. We've also, I think we do Toy Cartel. Do it again. Why not? J-Mac Live Action. Star Wars in the house. Charlie Weaver Smoke Dam is here. We also got Tony Taylor from Tony Taylor Toys. We've got Beast Mode, Stanley's Toy Channel. Black Phoenix, there you go. Black Phoenix, Hung Wen, Andy Silva. We've also got Vector Leto is here. Nightmares in the house. The Deadheads. Renegade. I think I did Renegade Biker already. Let's keep going. Armando, Neil Hill, Mike Moen. There's a lot of multiple chats, so if I miss you, I do apologize. Macanita Silva, Josh, Nick Dillinger, Matt Bush, Obi-Wan Chagones, and so many more. Thank you everybody for hanging out with us. Woo, it is hopping. Everyone is excited, John, about the potential for this Haslab. Yeah, let's not waste any more time.
We got to dig in.
But before just real quick, we're on Haslab watch currently for what potentially may be one of the worst performing Haslabs in the history of Haslabs, and that's none other than Reva's lightsaber, the Inquisitor lightsaber. Brian Brink sent this in, so he's check in on it real quick. It's just a straight line.
It's in the same place as it was last
Just
time we
about.
looked.
Was it like a little under 1,000, and we're at like 1,029. So
okay, so I looked at it this morning.
Yeah,
and it was at 1,028. So they're gaining one a day.
I mean, can we use this button?
So you're telling me there's a chance?
I don't know. I don't know if we can. Yeah, Brian Brink. Again, check out his channel if you haven't already. He's the one who's done all these amazing graphs and numbers and statistics for us. But whew. Anyway, on to more exciting Haslab reveals. At the end, so this is Yo Joe June, right? It's this big promotion pushed by Hasbro, which, I have another video coming up on Tuesday that I'm really excited about, because I'm really excited about these toys. I'm titling, Mattel goes old school with their Disney Pixar Lightyear, where the shelves are full of these figures, and then Hasbro is just pre-orders. It's all pre-orders, and you can get it a year from now. But at the end of this week's Yo Joe June, and I do love the team at G.I. Joe. They have a lot of fun. Really excited about the brand, so I do love that. But at the end of that video, after they were all said and done, and I believe this is the right one here, they played a little video. Let me play it here, where we heard what we think is the sound of tracks and the design by Haslab G.I. Joe Classified Series logo. Stay tuned. So, they talked about on the stream that the big announcement will come at the end of this month, so maybe their last one. But let's listen to it again here. It's clearly tank tracks, right?
That's what it sounds like.
So, the thing that comes to mind, at least immediately for me, because it was kind of the one I figured that would be doable for a 6-inch scale G.I. Joe Haslab, would be none other, I'll zoom here, than the Hiss tank. Because it's an iconic vehicle, but it's not that big, and they could pull that off. So, you got one ready, handy too.
Got it ready at the go.
So, it almost seems too obvious that that's it, and because of that, I think we should have a little conjecture. We need to theorize. We need to kind of run this thing through its paces. We have a couple weeks to hypothesize. So, John, what was your read? What's your read on this?
I went past the Hiss tank and went to the Mobat.
Oh, okay.
Only because this. Okay, so if they're going to stay true to scale for vehicles in comparison with the vintage figures, alongside the vintage vehicles, right? So this tank, it's not a big tank, right? It's about twice the size of a figure, in length. And if you compare that to say like other products on the market, so if this tank is I measured it, it's like 9 inches long.
That's what she said.
So if that means that a classified Hiss tank is going to be twice the length of a classified figure, that's roughly 1 foot, right?
Yep.
I don't see that being Okay, so it's Haslab worthy in the aspect of they've done less expensive Haslab projects,
Yep.
like the last Transformers one, which was under $200.
Yep.
Not bad. But this is not that big of a vehicle.
True.
So I think I personally, like, this is very G.I. Joe to me. You know, it is like it's quintessential G.I. Joe.
Yeah.
But not as much as the Mobat.
Okay. I mean, I think that's a fair argument. But I guess, you know, let me pull up the Mobat here real quick. So why do you think why do you think it's more iconic to the G.I. Joe brand than?
I mean, it's on all that original artwork that is, you know, G.I. Joe #1. You know, it's like the green team, like sort of jumping off the front of the Mobat, you know, it's so iconic. It's probably one of the most iconic G.I. Joe pictures, like in the history outside of the G.I. Joe logo.
Yep, that's true.
And I think if Hasbro is going to go for another successful Haslab for Joe's, because people have been speculating on what a G.I. Joe Haslab would be. I don't think a Hiss tank is enough.
Wow.
Maybe if it was a Hiss tank with a vamp, like a set.
Yep.
I think that could work. That would be great because you're getting two essentially like two-seaters for your figures at one time. If it was a Hiss tank and a vamp set, that's like, I think that's worthy of Haslab.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, I think that, like, if they were going to do a classified Hiss tank and it's essentially this design just scaled up and fits the figures just like the vintage one, that is like Hasbro Pulse material. Whereas, because you know, like we say like how expensive the lightsaber is, the Reva lightsaber.
Yep.
But Hasbro doesn't own Star Wars. They have to pay however much Lucasfilm wants and Disney, whereas they own the G.I. Joe IP, so they don't have to worry about like sharing their profits. So I think that, you know, the price will reflect that. So if they're able to make something bigger like the Mobat, and, you know, give fans something a little bit more, you know, because there's been so much speculation of what the first classified
there is
project would be. And, you know, it's always been like, it seems like a lot of things have been like big, you know, like, oh, it'll be like a Sky Striker or like the tactical battle platform, or, you know, something of size, where I think this just wouldn't it wouldn't do it. You know, it's like, it's a lot of buildup, and then they'd be like, oh, it's a Hiss tank.
That's, you know, that's a good point. Like, as you're saying that actually makes sense. Because like a Hiss tank is something that could probably be done at retail, right? Because it isn't that big,
right?
I mean, it'll be big, you know, but it's not that big. And that it's a really good point that having, and it's not always the case. The Inquisitor lightsaber is almost like a case study on something that would be probably a normal retail lightsaber, and it's like nothing. So I think the Hiss tank would be better than that lightsaber. But you are right in that it doesn't have that kind of like insane, you know, whatever. But the Sky Striker could be an example for what they could do with the Hiss tank, to your point. Like, maybe it comes with a vamp and it comes with extra figures, and so maybe they can, or maybe it's a motorized Hiss tank. And I think somebody said the Mobat could be like iPhone control, but maybe the Hiss tank is iPhone controlled or something like that, you know?
Yep.
So it couldn't just be like the vintage toy, which is like a shell with some cheap plastic wheels under it.
Right.
That ain't gonna cut it, right? So
yeah, if they sent us like a hollow body shell, and say it costs like $300, it's a little insulting.
So I do think that's a fair, I think it's a fair call out, you know? So yeah, I think you're onto something there. maybe I'm just so conditioned to, keeping my hopes and expectations low that like his tank sounds great, but like Mobile, I'm like, that's just too much. We could never have something that nice.
but then you look at like the amount of detail that's on the Proton Pack.
Yeah.
And if half that detail is in the Mobat, it's awesome.
Yeah.
And I think putting that much detail, like, that's almost overdoing it on a Hiss tank. There's almost nothing else that you can do to a Hiss tank to make it that much better outside of like detailing the cockpit and like giving it like movable tank treads.
Yeah. Which they could do. But again, okay, so say they do the Hiss tank, but given that it is just a plastic shell, could they give the treads and basically Mobatize it? Do you think that could maybe get it across the finish line for people? Maybe not you specifically, but for people that would maybe fork over the extra cash that a Haslab would be compared to.
Yeah, absolutely. And with that said, say if it's not Bluetooth controlled or whatever, but say just did have turning rubber treads, and say it was only $150 or less. Say it's like $120.
Yeah.
And then it's much more feasible to army build it. And then they can say, well, you can buy 2 or 3 for less than $400. And it's a decent army builder.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of people are saying a good combo is the Triple T, given the recent partnership with Sergeant Slaughter, which that Sergeant Slaughter figure looks incredible. Like it looks fantastic. Wow, what a great looking figure. So, and you have kind of two smaller tank vehicles. I kind of like this theory just because you're getting the 6-inch scale Slaughter. But I don't know. Maybe again, I'm just trying to manage my expectations. But a 2-pack vehicle for classified just seems too big of a swing that they wouldn't take. I wish they would take it, but I'm worried it's too big of a swing.
See, I think it's so possible for like smaller vehicles like these.
Yeah.
And a Vamp and Hiss tank would probably be the most perfect thing.
Yes.
It's cross-platform where they'll have the molds available to do the Tiger Force Vamp and the Python Patrol. I mean, I don't think there ever was a Python Patrol Hiss tank, but still, it's if they have it and they're going with the Python Patrol and Tiger Force theme for a couple more years, it's it's a win-win for everybody, because once the molds are, once the tooling is made, they could offer Python and Tiger Force ones like as a Hasbro Pulse exclusive.
Yeah. Something like that'd be great. Viper Scout, what about Slaughter and Sprinter Air Chariot and Triple T? I think that's a good combo. But you're right though. Like these smaller ones could afford a 2-pack. Left Coast Graphics, go big or go home. I agree. Like that's the thing with Haslab. And again, I know there's some people that criticize Haslab, and I think there are absolutely fair criticisms to be had for the whole Haslab model. But ideally, hopefully, it's like a thing that's like so insane that it's just not something you would get at retail, right? And like the Proton Pack is a case in point one. I think it's one that did really, really well. Or the sail barge, whatever. So I think it should be a swing for the fences. But Hasbro's gotten more conservative with these lately. I think that lightsaber is the biggest, hold on, I got the official that they've done so far. So it's like I'm trying to temper expectations, but the G.I. Joe team seems to be more into this than the Star Wars team for whatever reason. It may not be the Star Wars team's fault, but it's it's clear they just don't have the same passion or maybe the same leeway because it's not their license that the G.I. Joe has. That's not to say the G.I. Joe team doesn't, or the G.I. Joe releases don't have critiques of their own. Your pre-orders are a year out. It's a lot of repaints. So there's absolutely critiques to be had across the board, probably at Hasbro, but still, like, I feel like they could swing for the fences here. They need to swing for the fences.
Yeah. Yeah. I think if Hasbro did a large item, like I'm trying to think of something that's not too big, but could still fit in the sail barge size, but classified scale.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of what like a good vehicle would be. Like the Tomahawk, like that would probably be sail barge size.
Yeah. Somebody said Tomahawk. Let's talk about that in a second. I do want to follow up on just some of the commentary about the Star Wars team. Just trying to give fair space to that. Tony Taylor, Star Wars team has to work with a huge ball and chain on their leg by the name of Lucasfilm. That's fair. Again, it is a license. So, I don't want to put it on them, but it does seem like, especially the Black Series just seems to be out of touch. And I just, not that it's their fault, but I just don't collect it anymore. His tank in a bag of bones. Thank you, Phineas. But where is? Oh, there was one that said, Brian Merchant, I disagree with go big or go home. Haslabs don't all have to be $305. They can do things that are $125, $200 that will have better chance of getting funded. And I think that's fine. I think if they just do the His tank, pretty paint by the numbers His tank, but in a 6-inch scale, then do it at that cheaper price point, right?
Yeah.
And it would get funded for sure. No doubt about that. Got a whale. The whale would be huge in the 6.
Yeah.
It would be
I think vehicles of that size will never happen.
Except I would love, because the whale, to find a vintage one not broken is damn near impossible. I would love a O-ring Haslab whale. Like, improve all the things that were problems with the vintage one, add some extra stuff to it, throw in some extra O-ring figures, since we only get to have like 4 a year. So like, yeah, I would love that. I would love that. Okay, let's go back to the Tomahawk, because let's go back to the clip again, because like, to me it's like tank treads, but I think a couple people in the chat said, is it a helicopter?
Is it rotors?
Yeah, is it rotors? So let me pull up the clip again. So could it be rotors? And hopefully everybody can hear this. Can you hear it, John? If you can hear it, everybody.
I can hear it.
Okay. Nah.
You can hear the like that main gear turning on the tank on the treads.
And I think it'd be quicker than like.
Yeah, you hear the.
Yep. Yeah. I love this is what we're resorting.
Did I hear a sneeze in there?
Like the G.I. Joe team is just like, wait till these nerds have to try and figure this out. And they're probably sitting at home like, geeks. But yeah, I think it's clearly tank treads, because there's kind of, you can even hear kind of the squeaky. You can hear the squeakiness of right. You can kind of hear the squeakiness, and it's harder to see here on like this streamed version of it, but you can kind of see these little like imprints kind of go along the screen as it's going up. Like if you jack up the contrast, you can kind of see it. Brandon 3G. What if it's terrible audio and there's nothing to it? It may be the case.
That sound has been underneath the G.I. Joe music since the 80s, and we're just finding it out.
Like, wait a second, was that a tank? But this is our lives, folks. Enhance. Oh, Cobweb, thank you. Sounded like a nut net to me.
Yep.
Yeah, space. They're all laughing. Oh my god. I'd be down for the whale. Doubt would ever get classified, but yeah, I would love to see what they do with Sky Striker with the whale. 100%.
Yeah.
Do more sound effects. Toy SMR.
That's the goal. Got a super chat.
Light goal tonight is y'all making vehicle noises. You see why it's more of a tank, which is a versus a helicopter like.
Do you know what this reminds me of?
What?
Do you remember that episode of It's Always Sunny when they are locked in the brig on the cruise ship?
Yes.
And it's the episode when they die. They think they die.
Yes.
And they're trying to all make the sound of what the engine should sound like.
Oh my god. By the way, great suggestion on listening to their podcast. It is amazing.
It is. It's so entertaining.
So good. It's just like getting more episodes. It's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so I think it's clearly tank. It's clearly tank treads. But Charlie, this is a great call out, but I almost think it's like reinforces it maybe. I agree with the hit. Megatron, his tank dropping, it's too duplicative. I think John's right there. More likely to launch with a Joe vehicle for classified to start. So,
I just think that the Mobat is the most iconic. It's
some people disagreed with you though on that though. I don't want to say, because they said his is more iconic than Mobat. But I gotta agree with you, John. Maybe it's that if you're going straight arm, you know, the original crew, that tank is there in the front of all of even the first issue of the comic book, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So, but the Sky Striker is the most iconic, right? If you out of all of them, is Sky Striker the most?
That's a tough call. I think everybody will have a different opinion on whatever theirs is.
A lot of people are saying it's helicopter 100%. Oh my god, Toyar, get out of here. So the Defiant was on treads, right?
Oh man.
Oh my god.
They would literally have to bring a classified Defiant to your house on a trailer truck.
Yes. Beep, beep. That's what the sound they should have.
That's what that sound was.
It was the delivery truck. Matt O'Brien with a super chat. $5. Thank you so much, Matt O'Brien. I really like this channel. I'm wishing for a whale, but understand it will likely be a hiss. I'm just hoping it's not overly priced as I want a few. But yeah, I do think that's a good point because hiss is a kind of army builder vehicle, right?
Yeah.
So if you do make them at a cheaper price point, say like $100, $150, people might buy 3 of them, you know, or back 3 of them, or 4 of them, or 5 of them. I mean, hell, I remember people, and they may be in the chat right now. I remember they bought like 6 Sentinels and stuff like that back then. So, like, it's possible. It's possible.
If they make it at a you know, sub 150 price point, I think it's smart on Hasbro's point to test the market of doing lower priced Haslabs for something that could be army built.
Yep.
And you know, as much as like I don't like that model because at $150, I think that's something they could just put out there at retail release. But then on the other hand, they will look at it like we'll never be able to make enough, you know, because you'll never satisfy the amount of people that do want them. Like it's smarter to fill the collections of everyone at one time. Like if they say this is the only time the HISS tanks are coming, buy as many as you want right now, rather than having them at retail, and then it'll create like a huge it would be like a fight over them. Like, I don't think it would be enough.
That's a good point. It's a really good point. Somebody suggested to make it a poll in the chat, so I'm going to ask. I'm putting it in there right now. What's more iconic, the Mobat or the Hiss Tank? And we'll let you all decide. But, by the way, there's over 340 people watching this right now, but we only have 98 likes.
Guys, smash that like button.
We got to hit that like button up this bad boy. I don't know what I could offer at this moment, but
Jamal, I think it was Jamal's Toys, said that he was tired of the Hiss Tank, and I have to agree. I know it is so iconic, and it is like all over GI Joe. It's so part of the history.
Yeah.
But every time there's something released for GI Joe, like the most recent retro stuff, it's like the first thing they go to is the Hiss Tank. And then prior to that, in the 25th anniversary series, they did a black one, they did a dark blue one, they did the white Arctic one, and it was like the Hiss Tanks are equivalent to a Viper, where they just keep on, you know, Hiss Tank.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, you know, do another Cobra Asp. Like, I think that's such a fun vehicle. There's so many things they never got to in the 25th anniversary stuff.
Geeks are 300 likes and Jane John saying, I had the time of my life. Who gets lifted? John will have to lift me. John's way stronger than I am. And also, John's like way bigger than I. You're like at least a few inches taller than me and a lot more muscle than me. Like, I feel like when we go and we meet people in real life, it's just like, what's that character from Mad Max Beyond the Thunderdome that just like sits on top of the other guys?
I know you're talking. I can't remember.
Or was that Road Warrior? Anyway, because we met up with one of our members here in the community this weekend, and yeah, it's like John's like big, and I'm just like, hey, how's it going? All right. More like Boo Hiss Tank, am I right? Master Blaster, thank you, Master Blaster. Anyway, a Vamp has appealed to non-Joey collectors as a Jeep. It can also be recolored for Cobra. Absolutely. What was the Cobra version of the Vamp? I'm blanking now.
The Stinger.
Stinger. Thank you. Which the Stinger is like even cooler. The Stinger looks freaking awesome. Yeah. And again, I'm 5'9". Like, I'm not a short person, but John's just, what are you, like 6'2", 6'3"?
No, I'm like a little over 5'11".
Oh, get out of here with 5'11". But you also you work out and crap too. Like, you could probably bench press 100 million pounds. All right, another super chat here. Jason, I will tell you, it's going to be the first ever Haslab GI Joe target.
Yeah, it's you have to pre-order it through Target, and then they'll forward the money on to Haslab for you, and then they'll take it out of your account every day until it ships, as Target tends to do.
Yeah, exactly. Just keep paying it. But I paid it already. It's like, we're just gonna keep paying it again. But thank you for that super chat, Jason. Oh man. Stu is 5'7", 312 pounds of pure beef. John
5'12".
You have to at least be 6 foot. At least 6 foot. I don't know.
I'll find out. I got a physical.
Oh yeah, okay.
In a couple of weeks, I'll find out.
Next time you're on the show, just let us know. Just let us all know how it went. A $10 super chat from Matt O'Brien. Thank you. Joe fans can be frustrating sometimes. I hear some channels complain about pipeline name drops for 2023 because we have not got past pre-orders, and then they complain when there's no new news. I think that's a fair point, right? I think, fans in general, we can be whining, we can be complaining, but I think we're just really excited. We want to see them. But I think, and John, correct me if I'm wrong on this take, or feel free to disagree with me, but there is this element, or if this world we live in where I didn't go in the toy aisles and see Mattel have, they're stacked for Lightyear, Masters of the Universe, Buzz Lightyear, like for the properties they're trying to make money off of right now. They're going all out. And for Hasbro, it's kind of, and McFarlane, there's like 10 bajillion McFarlane figures. And for Hasbro, I just feel like it's just sparse. Like Star Wars is sparse, G.I. Joe is sparse. Marvel's a little bit better. I think the one they probably do the best is Fortnite. But still, it doesn't compare to like Mattel's presence in the toy aisles right now. And so maybe it's a perception thing, which may not even be a fair comparison, but that's kind of how maybe why I think it's another year before we get that. But John, is that's my thought of it. What's your thoughts?
No, that's totally fair. There has to be some huge difference in their production model where, okay, so, during not this past G.I. Joe show, but the one prior, I can't remember her name on the G.I. Joe team, but she said their overall plan is to have as much quantity like in the back room of the store as possible before like having like a street date on anything. Like they want to have that feeling of somebody going into the store and finding the entire wave, and just having that fan experience where I don't think they know it, but it's never going to happen.
Yeah.
Because when, Flipper Frank walks into the store and that new wave is there, he's buying everything.
Yep.
Every other fan behind him is leaving empty-handed.
Yep.
Like I understand what Hasbro's trying to do with G.I. Joe at retail. That's not going to happen. That's such a like a far-fetched dream. That's not going to happen.
Yeah.
And on top of that, like we don't really know what the difference is between the production of what Mattel is doing. But I feel like what Mattel has is like this drive just to say, we need to make money. Like we need to stay afloat. We need to keep on going. We're going to do whatever we need to do to get our stuff on the shelves. And it's just not happening with Hasbro and with Hasbro in general. Like there's like a spattering of stuff from Hasbro on the shelves. It's half a wave of Legends and it's all peg warmers. Whatever's left over from Star Wars Black Series, that's been there again, peg warming. I don't know. It's like we need to get like the behind the scenes of what actually happens at the factories.
Yeah, no, I agree. Fair call out here. Transformers is usually pretty well stocked as well. So I do think, I do see a lot of Transformers. But maybe don't they just like kind of take a lot of Takara toy stuff? So maybe they don't have to do as much work on Transformers.
Right. I think there's a lot more benefit from the Takara getting it out there.
Yeah.
Because I think, they work in conjunction with each other, Hasbro and Takara, where if the designs and half that other stuff is already done, it's like, well, we got it. It's half done for you. Ship it.
So, again, like so I understand Star Wars or Star Wars fans, any fans. I was thinking of Ralph's comment on here about Star Wars fans, because Star Wars fans are literally the worst at the moment. We do have a sense to complain, and I do want to make sure this doesn't come from a sense of like entitlement. It just comes from a sense of I'm excited for these things, and I think we want to get these things. And it seems like some toy companies are putting stuff on the shelves, and you can find it. Like, and it's what's been so fun about, and again, I'm doing this Lightyear video on Tuesday ahead of the movie, but it was so much fun just buying vehicles for figures. Like what? Different scales, like little spaceships with little figures, and 5-inch figures, and an actual like vehicle for the 5-inch figure, and just stuff that like other toy lines have just bailed out of doing. Like Star Wars, there's no 3 3/4 inch scale vehicles anymore. And so yeah, just there's this. Go ahead, please.
Star Wars used to be built on vehicles.
Yeah,
like the figures were the filler sort of. That's why we got so many like off in the corner characters like the Snaggletooths and the Squid Heads. It was because they needed stuff out there while the vehicles were being sold because they were incredible.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
And that's just lost now.
I don't know what shifted that. Like, I don't know, because those Nerf ones I don't think sold well. But I was like, well, you put a Nerf gun in all these vehicles. So that's why it didn't work. But whatever. It's not. But I do think that is something to note or be aware of, I guess. All right. Let's end the poll because it's not even close, John. 146 of you voted. 78% His Tank, 22% Mobat.
Oh, disappointed.
So if Hasbro was listening to the fan base, which we know is not always the right indicator, but I think the Joe team does a pretty darn good job. It would seem they'd probably lean on His Tank if they were thinking of popular or if it was a popularity contest. So that's that.
Yeah.
Right. Or even a ghost vehicle. Like, yeah, absolutely. What's that?
Jeff Morris, 78% of the people in the chat are wrong.
Hey, listen, when it's a public vote, then maybe not always necessarily going to vote for the person you want to win. It's just,
hey, you know what? If it's the His Tank and it's inexpensive for a Haslab project, awesome. Yeah. Absolutely awesome.
Oh my god. G.I. Joe, exactly. The G.I. Joe did the 3 3/4 inch thing too because of the 3 3/4 inches is why it's so revolutionary is the vehicle and playsets component. That's what Star Wars changed the game for. And all the ones that follow suit made smaller scale vehicles and got away from the 12-inch and 8-inch figures that Hasbro through G.I. Joe and others and Mattel with Big Jim and Mego with 8. Like, it just, you could do so much more with the smaller scale figures. But anyways, so people in the chat, final thoughts. Like, what do you think? I'll do mine, and you can pick your final thought here. We'll probably have 2 more weeks of this if it's the last week of June anyway. But I definitely think it's His Tank. But I'm gonna hope it's. No, you know what? I'm just gonna say just a straight up His Tank, but it's $125, and so that way you can army build it. That's my final prediction. John, what's your final prediction?
I'm gonna say I'm gonna say if it's $125 His Tank, they can run a $125 vamp at the same time. They can do 2 classified Haslabs at the same time because $125 is for the collector world is cheap, right?
Yes.
And Haslab world, that is cheap.
Yes.
If they're going to run 1 at 125, run 2 at 125. Get your choice, run them consecutively.
Ooh.
And they'll both fund.
That's very clever. That's really clever. I think that's a really good idea. I don't know if they don't always pick the right clever or whatever, but I think it's a brilliant idea. A lot of people written prices and other predictions, but let me pull some up here. TTT and Air Chariot, His Tank at $225. If it's $225, it better have some cool stuff with it. It better have working treads. It better have maybe motorized working treads or something, or the tiers have extra figures.
See, when I think of 225, and I think immediately of the party wagon, like the NECA party wagon.
Yeah.
When you scale,
the His Tank is smaller than the party wagon.
Yeah, the His Tank is in comparison with the size of the figure,
Yep.
is half the size of the party wagon.
Yep.
And a quarter of the detail that needs to be there compared to the party wagon.
Yeah.
So if it is a $225 party wagon, I mean, his tank, that's way too much.
Yep. No, I agree. Rattler for $499. Rattler would be really cool. No way a 6-inch scale Rattler is for $500. I don't know. I guess they're not that big. That'd be huge. That'd be huge.
We'd have to get the scale of that's an A10 Warthog, right? The plane itself.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe we'll see. Go to be 200 at least. Left Coast $125 should not be crowdfunded by $1 billion company. I think that critique is fair. I think it's absolutely fair. It'll be a hiss with driver, but they will charge no less than $250. Mobat because the price will be $399. 2-pack of Vamp and Stinger. Vamp versus Stinger. That would be cool. Yeah, I think Vamp would be cool. Let's see. What if it's a set Vamp versus Hiss? I'm down with that. I would rather have the Mobat, but if it's 125 Hiss tank, I guess I will get over it. A lot of people agreeing, John, with the 2 vehicles idea. No chance it's 125, says Gamaliel. Caveman, I'm finally here. Welcome, Caveman. You need both. Hold on. Here we go.
He got 2! He got 2!
125 would be surprisingly inexpensive, closer to 160, 180. If they drop a 125 tank and a 500 lightsaber, it will make even less sense than it already does. It's true. 250 at least, 350 his tank with 8 Joes.
Wow.
Mike, USS flag at $299. Yeah, maybe like
and it's going to be this big.
Yeah. A barbecue. 125 non-working treads is Mike Hext. Let's see some other guesses here. It better have Ula. 2-pack of Vamp and Stinger. That's the Vamp and Stinger 2-pack makes sense because then you're using the same tooling, right?
Yeah, you're just changing out the missile launcher for the laser gun turret.
Yep. Jamie Lynn, stop it. Not that terrible, but multiple Haslabs at the same time is a huge part of the problem. That's fair. That's very fair, especially because I assume there'll be Haslabs that'll drop around Comic-Con time, right? Maybe.
Probably.
If they kind of do them sparsed out like this, maybe not. I don't know. It's been so long since Comic-Con has happened, but Comic-Con was their Haslab time frame. They shifted it to accommodate for PulseCon. Now that San Diego Comic-Con is back, like does it go back to the old ways or they stick to the PulseCon thing? Who knows? Well, we'll have to wait and see. Mike just got his UA turtle van. Hope this thing is smaller. Yeah, the UA van is a big boy. I like turtles. I do too, Throwback. I love turtles. I have in my property, I have a turtle pond with a bunch of turtles in it. That's how much I love turtles. Turtles. It's a raging time. I like turtle soup. Get out of here with that. Literally, hashtag no treads, no bread.
Get it started now.
All right. Skyhawk versus Bat. Triple T will be an SDCC exclusive. That'd be cool. A 2-pack of the foam hang gliders. Oh man, that'll be a. I gotta say, we rewatched episode 3 to get prepped for Obi-Wan Kenobi, right? And so seeing this scene, it had a different hit just because of
using it.
Turtles. Do John and Jay collect classified? I've been off and on with classified. John, oh damn it, John! I forgot to bring your dang figures.
I know. That's okay. Yes, I collect it. I collect classified. Yeah. I got everything released so far except Snake Eyes and Timber. And that's it. Or no, I didn't get the Red Ninja or Arctic Storm Shadow.
Okay. Oh, did I get there was a super chat in here did I get this one? Matt, $5. I would love 2 simultaneous Haslabs and a Vamp and Hiss, assuming each came with their respective drivers. What would be some ideas of stretch goals? I think stretch goals are like throwing in the drivers, right? Like maybe Hiss and Vamp get like their drivers, and then you could throw in some other like iconic people that would be associated with those vehicles, right?
Well, the now I can't remember, but the Ram cycle, didn't that come with Clutch? Isn't that the Clutch figure? But Clutch was Clutch is the Vamp driver.
Yeah.
So we essentially have the Vamp driver already.
And they've already got the tooling. Just throw it in there.
Oh, Breaker came. Oh yeah, Breaker came with the Vamp.
Wasn't Breaker? Oh, okay, sorry. Getting confused. We'll see. Okay. We got God, we're almost at an hour. We got a lot of things to talk about. So let's talk about the other G.I. Joe things real quick. Because I do want to make sure we talk about them. Let's see some of the other things. John, thoughts on the next wave of figures? A lot of repaints, but they look good. Love this cover girl. She looks awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yep, she looks great.
Crimson Bat. Oh, man, Sergeant Slaughter looks amazing.
He does.
And it's like they did the whole like, Marvel youngified him. He looks fantastic. So good. But let's see. Sorry. Falcon. And I think Ralph said barbecue. We got a Mad Marauders barbecue reveal.
Mm-hmm.
So pre-orders went up on that. Repaints galore, but I love Outback as well.
That Outback looks amazing.
Yeah, it looks fantastic. Thoughts on the classified reveals? Oh, and we also this you got another chance at a Snake Eyes and Timber.
That's the one that just doesn't need to happen.
Yeah.
No, I'm getting tired of Snake Eyes.
Already?
Yeah.
That Fortnite one still hasn't shipped, right? I had that pre-ordered like years ago.
I don't think so.
Years ago.
Everything else looks good though.
Yeah,
and
it does.
Okay, here's another monkey wrench to throw in.
Okay.
Since CoverGirl is coming out, maybe the Haslab is the Wolverine. That's a tracked vehicle.
Wolverine would be good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm down with that. It could be any tank. I totally pre-ordered this because it's another way to get an O-ring figure. But we've got the Bumblebee transforming what's this vehicle called? I'm blanking.
Ostriker.
Ostriker, thank you. Ostriker with Stalker, right?
Yep.
And I love this thing. I got the Hiss tank because again, getting Baroness with it. Mm-hmm. I have like committed myself to these O-ring re-releases, and they've been so dang thrifty with them that I have to buy these expensive Transformers to get some other figures. And Stalker's one, I have a Stalker, but his leg broke or something like that. So I could use a new one. So I think it looks really cool. And I like the transform here for Bumblebee.
Mm-hmm.
But wasn't there is it Sarge G1? Is his name Sarge? The military Jeep.
G1 Jeep is
what's his name? I got him right over there.
It's a small one.
Yeah. I'm bad.
Somebody's gonna say it in like 2 seconds.
Yeah, exactly.
Hound.
Thank you. Dang it, Hound. I'm a bad Toy Geek. I'm sorry, everybody. Hound. Like a million people put in there. Dang it.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, maybe it should have been that one, but whatever.
I like this. I like this more than Megatron.
Agreed. It looks cooler. So that's how I feel about it. It looks cool, and I already pre-ordered it. It's already done pre-ordered. It's done, happened. And then this as well. Our third and fourth O-ring figure we're getting this year. Love that they went Sunbow with this. I don't dig Duke's smile. That's the one thing I'm kind of like, ooh, that looks way too cheese. A nice Gruyere, maybe. But other than that, I do like the set. Like, what is going on with that face? Like that smile, it's just too much.
They always do something with Duke where it's either the screaming face or this goofy smile. Can't they just give him like a closed, resting face look? Why does he have to be in action all the time?
Love that Toy Sorceress and Toy Habits are here. Because I think it was Toy Sorceress got her hands on that Wondar figure. Frank got some, and I just see more pictures of that Wondar. I'm just like, I need that Wondar. I need it so bad. Damn thing's gonna sell out before I can get it. I just know it. I know it. Flash resting Duke face. But definitely check out their recent video and posts on that. But Wondar looks so good. Looks so good. It does kind of have Robot Chicken vibes. So, but whatever. I don't have a choice, John. I don't have a choice. I have to get it. And just it is what it is. It is what it is. Okay. Any other thoughts here on Joe's before we move on? Because I got some other things to do I want to talk about.
Everything looks pretty good.
Yeah. Agreed. I'm glad Jimmy feels the same way. Wondar is stressing me the F out. It's stressing me out, John.
Yeah, me too. I'm afraid this is going to be like another Holy Grail Wondar. It's going to be a mad dash. We're not going to be able to find him. It's going to turn into a lore where, we're going to have to get somebody on the case, find out what happened, and they're all at the bottom of the ocean.
I want to. Why is it showing up places and why isn't it on the damn website? Anyways, throw back to. I've wanted a Wondar for so long. I'm going to buy like 50 of these if I can and just lay in a pile of them and bask in its glory.
There was a vintage Wondar in an eBay lot this week.
Did you get it?
No. Oh. They sold it auction style. I think it ended around $700 or $800. But it's so untrustworthy. You can't.
So you think maybe it could have been like a planted thing that just upped the.
Yeah, because nothing else in the lot was
good,
crazy, special. Like it would have sold for like maybe $150, $200, but you never know.
Jimmy Lynn, there was $5 super chat. Thank you so much. There was also the Transformers Beachcomber. He was a dune buggy.
That's right.
Get Scott and I look on it. I agree. Just okay. Toy Star. She saw the auction as well. It was a custom.
Somebody overpaid.
Someone's gonna be pissed. They're gonna be ticked off. Anyway, all right. Let's keep moving on here. Obi-Wan Wednesday reveals. And we got some more retro figures, and this kind of threw me off, John, and I don't know how I feel about it. I want to talk it through with you here. We got Inquisitor, we got Fifth Brother, and we got the loader dude. What's his name? Like Rebo or something like that.
I don't remember.
We'll get to it. I think it shows that in a second. But for the first time ever, a vintage style Darth Vader figure is not that same mold that we got for the first ever Darth Vader figure. And the reason why I think that's significant is because they kept re-releasing that same figure again and again and again and again, even though the Luke's got new looks to it and everything like that. And had the vinyl cape and the retractable arm lightsaber. That's been the vintage Darth Vader since the dawn of time. Even when they've re-released the figure, it has been the telescoping arm Vader. But the Vader in this set is new. It has basically the same head. The body looks different.
He looks a little taller.
Yeah.
Or leaner, maybe.
he kind of has it looks different, the body, and he has a cloth cape and an actual hand that can hold the Bespin Luke style lightsaber that was redone a bunch of times.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't know how I feel about this, John. I'm like, is this really cool or is it blasphemous? I don't know which one it is. John, set me straight here. Set me straight.
I think it's cool.
Okay.
I think it's such a proper update where it feels and comes off as a fan-made custom, but it's an official capacity. So you should get this. This is like the origins of Star Wars. This is probably the best retro update for a vintage figure of Star Wars.
I'm making a poll right now, and a lot of you seem to say that it's awesome. So I'm glad. Like I kind of needed to check with y'all first. I didn't know what to make of it. I also don't know how to spell blasphemous, so I'm gonna look that up real quick as I make this sense.
Is this blasphemous? Yes or no?
Basically, so that new Vader ? Amazing or blasphemous?
I think it looks amazing.
This shot here looks pretty cool. I will say it looks pretty cool. It's just, and I love the red eyes. I do love the red eyes. And so I just dropped it in the chat. Is it amazing or is it blasphemous? And
you know what does look off about it?
What?
So around the legs, they molded like the skirt, like that sort of flowing skirt.
Yep.
So when you're looking at it from right here, it looks like he's wearing pants that are too short.
about the spit take. That's fair. Right, because he has like an inner robe, right? That kind of goes down and around.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's molded differently than it is on the vintage figure. It's scary. It's amazing-famous. Reaching down, you Disney shills. Head on over to Geek Dad Life 2, covering Obi-Wan Kenobi. If that's the case, I'm a full-fledged Disney shill because I am really enjoying Obi-Wan Kenobi. Blasphemazing.
I think it looks good. I think this is a pretty good Vader.
All right, get your votes in. Get your votes in. I'm going to look at it now. We have almost 100 votes. I'll cap it at 100 votes, but it seems like with nearly 100 votes in, last chance, get your votes in if you haven't gotten them in yet. Nearly 400 people watching this right now, which again, almost 400 people watching and only 192 likes. Let's up that like button, people. Let's hit it if you haven't hit it yet. Let's get over 200 at least tonight while we're airing. All right, over 100 votes, ending the poll. And 90% of you, 90% of 100, that means 9 or over 90 because 109 by the time I stopped it, said this thing is amazing. So there you go.
Now you can sleep comfortably.
Yeah, I was just like, okay. So capping the vote is this Robin. Anyway, other than that, pretty like what we've seen so far. I dig the Inquisitors here. The Revo looks cool. The Grand Inquisitor looks cool. The Fifth Brother looks cool. I like their sabers. A lot cheaper than $500 as well. And yeah, I like these I like the retro collection. And I like that he has the vinyl cape. I love that actually. And his head looks better than the actor's head in the show. And the Obi-Wan. There we go. Ned B. That's what it's Ned B. Cool character, voiceless. So unfortunately, Alan Tudyk couldn't do the voice of this character. But he looks freaking awesome. And the Obi-Wan with soft goods. John, thoughts on Obi-Wan?
He looks okay.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. This is like my least favorite of this wave,
and
it is. I should have been a vinyl cape.
Yeah. Yep, I agree.
Because the Vader soft goods cape still looks sort of retro. It's not. It doesn't have the thick lapels. It's not sewn like real crazy. This looks like they took a Black Series Junior Jedi robe and put it on a vintage figure.
That because it has the stitching, it's kind of flowed out and stuff, flared out.
Yeah. Yep.
That's fair. But at least, later retro, the vintage collection, or not a vintage collection, the original collection. They never called a series that, right? The original figures. They had some more detailed soft goods robes, but
yeah, absolutely.
And somebody say no baby Leia figure. Hey, listen, I'm sure we could get one eventually. She's awesome. Love her on the show. All right, let's move along here because Nate Baertsch, friend of the channel, we've had him on a few times. He actually commented on the versus video of Masterverse versus Motu Classics and thanked me for giving praise to that Masterverse packaging for the New Eternia He-Man and Skeletor. Has done more New Eternia work for Beastman, and that Beastman figure, John, is shaping up to be one of the best He-Man figures of all time.
It's high praise.
But I feel like it is. It looks huge.
It does.
That's what she said.
And the pictures that I'm seeing of people that have it in hand, it looks fantastic. And the art of Nate Baertsch is great as always.
I love that first picture.
Yeah, and you talked about this. Actually, we were hanging out with David Weaver yesterday. Why did you really dig this art?
I mean, this is like the first time we're seeing other Beast people. The tribe or whatever. Because if you look at this picture, he's the most armored, so it's like he's the leader of the beast people, the bestials.
The bestials. Ooh, that's cool.
And seeing the female up there in the background, but not only that, seeing that barbarian Skeletor head, it's almost like it's calling out.
Yeah,
calling out to him.
Well, it's recreating that the art from the mini comics, right? I believe it's when he's introduced in, or at least is it the second book or the third book? Because the first one he's in red, right? He doesn't look quite the same, but it's like once you get his classic Beastman look, it's this shot or a recreation of this shot,
right?
It looks fantastic.
I love it.
Wiley Collector, is it blasphemous that I think the classics Beastman looks better? No, I think it's fair. But I own. I don't have it in my hands, but I bought a sealed Beastman from Motu Classics. So it's the same thing I did with He-Man and Skeletor with Motu Classics and these Masterverse figures, specifically New Eternia. I will be doing with the Beastman from Masterverse and the Classics Beastman. So I will open them up side by side, and I will look at them side by side and rate them accordingly to see which one, according to me, is the best. I think it's something to remember. Nobody I think has in the comments here, but on that Masterverse video, a lot of people are like, yeah, it's Masterverse, not even close. What are you thinking? Or, it's Classics. Why'd you even make this video? Clickbait. I'm like, okay, that's fine. I'm just sharing. It's just my opinion, man. You know,
right? Yeah,
that's fine.
This is not how you have to live the rest of your life.
And I agree. We need Beast Woman. We need figures like that. Okay. Twitter Comic Report Jay is having to buy back the entire Classics line at this point. It feels like that. But you all have loved the video, the first one, so I try to do what you all seem to like. So you all have enjoyed that first video, and I'm gonna keep trying it till you say you all hate it, don't want me to do it anymore. I try to do the videos that I think you all like. That's how it works. The like button is not just for show, it shows me what you like, and I try to do more stuff like that. It is All Music Fan because I bought myself. Hold on. I bought a Trap Jaw, Classics Trap Jaw.
Ooh.
John was there.
Yep.
He actually fronted me the cash to buy it while I was there. And but here's my question to you about that, John. So here he is. Classics Trap Jaw.
Yep.
Should I do the video of this and the Masterverse one that looks like Revelation, or should I maybe potentially wait if they ever do a new Eternia Trap Jaw? Or do you think like, we did one for Masterverse, we probably won't do another one for a little while?
Yeah, I don't think they'll do another one for a while because the Masterverse one, you essentially do get the Masterverse one, the motherboard, and a more basic version. So I doubt that they'll get to another one anytime soon.
All right, well then that's the next one. So there you go, people. Your like buttons matter. Oh, no kidding. Yes, cool. So there you go. Jesus, that's pricey. Yes, it was. But I think I got a pretty good deal on all these Motu figures that I got. Right? It was a pretty good deal.
Yeah, I think you did pretty well.
Yeah, not bad. Colleen didn't think so, but that's a whole nother story. All right. She's like, what? You said you're just going to hang out with John. You didn't tell me you're going to go buy figures. All right. Jeff Morris. So we hit on with the like button. You buy more toys. Got it. But like button hit. This channel has been one of the great joys of my life so far. And I have many joys, so it's not the only, but I don't know if it's been the smartest one. Oh, trust me, I know. Prep your wallet for the Fisto comparison video. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. You're going to feel a type of way.
John is a bad influence. John is an enabler. It goes both ways. But definitely, I guess I was like, oh, okay, well, yeah, maybe I'll come back Wednesday and, I'll do it then. And John's like, well, I'll front it for you. I'll buy it for you. Just pay me back. I'm like, all right, we're in this. Let's go. We're doing it. Again, thank you, David Weaver, viewer, part of our community of this show that reached out to John and I with his collection. Whew. Anyways, last but not least, this set, this Shredder's Revenge video game, which I know a lot of people are excited about. But I gotta be honest, I don't have enough, not to be cliche dad here, but I don't have a lot of extra spare time, and most of it is spent doing all of this stuff. That's like my spare time thing, is doing these videos and stuff like that. So I don't have a lot of spare time to play video games, so I wasn't that excited about this stuff. But there's this limited radical edition of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge. It comes with a lot of great stuff, but one of those things, John, is this Toon style repaint of Shredder that is in this $200 pack. And John, I need you to convince me, unlike when you did with the Motu figures, you need to convince me not to buy this set just for a repainted Shredder figure, because I finally feel like I wanted to do it.
You do not need this. This is the least justifiable for you. Like you said, you have no time for video games.
Yeah.
It's okay. So think of it this way. Would you spend $200 on a Shredder figure to open it up and put on your shelf?
No.
That was not like a incredible limited edition. Okay, this is sort of limited, but it's just a repaint. This is quintessential Playmates repaint. You don't need it. Nope, don't do it. Do not step off this ledge.
This figure has the high ground. Don't do it. Don't. Yeah, This one's really hard. This one's really hard for me. And a lot, you in the chat right now are not helping, by the way. I've actually used my $5 Patreon money for this. I just used last month's Patreon money on all those Motu figures when I should have been spinning on that damn desk I need. But whatever, it's fine. It's all fine. Ariel, good to see you, my friend. I need this so bad. I need 2. Ariel, what you need to do is wait 30 years until it becomes really expensive and then buy it and then rip it open on a future video.
Do you think you could recoup your money from the rest of everything in the set?
Ooh, that's a good point. Shredder? Could I sell everything else and then like break even and keep the shredder?
Yeah.
Maybe. But like I don't even know this company. I have no idea. Like when would I get this thing? And the other thing is like, will Playmates also just do a normal release of this somewhere else?
Ooh, that's their MO.
Right? And the other thing is like, I have the original Toon Shredder. I had it as a kid. Mine, I think one of his legs got lost, and then I found another one complete that's sitting in my display. So I don't need, and it looks way better than this one. This one looks pretty pedestrian.
Mm-hmm.
But I still kind of want it.
You don't need this.
I know I don't. And Forum Zuckus, you of all people, what are you doing? Why are you doing this to me, Jade? Why? But Mike will buy it. Mike needs this special edition. But the VHS and the arcade, I have the arcade 1-up arcade game. I could play both arcade games anytime. So I have that. Exactly. I have the TMNT arcade 1-up. It's amazing. I love it. Just take a regular shredder and paint his torso. Save some Mucho Dolores. That's fair. Only the best toy tubers have shredder replays. Damn it, Jake, get out of here. Get out of here with this shenanigans. Ario, what do you mean everybody needs 1 or 2 of these?
Nope.
God.
I think you should take your chances. And if you really want the figure, try and get just the figure after the fact. Because maybe somebody's buying this and don't care about the figure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think I only want the shredder. Someone's going to hope it shows up somewhere else. That's my guess. Jason with another $5 super chat. Thank you. You don't get limited run stuff till a year out. Also, it's stuff that's not going to be sold at retail. So, but that's like Haslabs or whatever. So, but it's not as cool. Oh snap! I bet John already pre-ordered it for himself just to show Jay later that he has it when it sells out.
Nope. Not a chance.
John is without a doubt, out of all of my toy friends, the most sensible one. So I don't think you would. I would do it 10 times before
I did.
Oh my God. All right, John, before we go to Stump John, I do want to just at least talk a little bit about our adventure yesterday, and then we'll save most of the discussion just to save time here at our After Dark episode today, Storage Locker Treasures, on GDL After Dark. Again, it's only $5 a month, and we do these GDL After Dark live streams after each episode of Toy Geeks. We hang out for like about an hour, talk about whatever. You get to bring up a lot of the topics. And it's always a good hang. There's like at least 40 or so people there. Chat's always hopping as well. So definitely, if you enjoy the content we put out here and don't mind, drop an extra $5 a month or so, it really helps out this channel grow. I hope you've seen that, like doing GDL2 and all this extra stuff I've been doing there. As well as been putting more money into the videos, like these crazy Mo2C videos, which it's just insane. It really helps with that. But a part of giving back is this After Dark show, and we'll talk about more about it there after this episode. So patreon.com/geekdeadlife to become a patron there. You can find a link for this episode. Okay, but John, we had kind of two things yesterday. One, David Weaver, who is we've met him before. We've talked about on the show before. He's the one that gave us those Alf cards. But he reached out and he has like an insane Motu collection. Absolutely insane. And he's looking to I think he has his core Motu C collection that he wants to have. And was like, hey, I know, Jay, you've talked about doing these videos. I know John also like buys and sells toys. Do you want to come and see this collection? So we went out there and he was stacked on stuff, right, John? Like,
tons of stuff, tons. And I mean, he just had a great setup. I mean, outside of Masters, I mean, the Marvel Legends, his DC figures. I mean, I'm jealous.
Yeah. I was just like, I know we're here to buy toys, but can I just like look at your
can we just look?
Like, I know you want to sell some stuff to clear up some space, but can I just look around for a while? It was really nice setup. Really, really nice setup. And so I bought a ton of well, not a ton, but I got 7 new Motu C figures. I'll show them all in the later show, but I did want to. I already showed the Trap Jaw, but I forgot how good the Evil Lynn is. This is the other one I'll show right now. But guys, Evil Lynn just pops.
Yeah, she's such a great figure. Such a great figure.
So I don't know. I won't open it until maybe it'll be New Eternia, maybe it'll be a 40th anniversary Masterverse figure, but so she'll stay in her plastic prison till then. But again, it's just kind of sitting. Just he had piles of Motu C figures sitting there on his bed in that room, and this one's just like, God, she just looks so freaking good. The classic colors. But thanks again to David Weaver. That was a ton of fun. And I think you kind of worked out a future deal because there was just so much stuff there. But you might be getting a boatload of Motu C figures.
Yeah, I sent him a text last night and said, well, I have time this week. I have less to do this week than I thought I did. So I just said, if you come up with a list, because he wants to like send me the list of all the names of everything there. And might happen this week.
Ooh. Oh, wow. Okay. All right. Well, that's exciting. That's exciting.
And I'm going to say this has got to be like 70 or 80 figures that I kind of set aside.
Yeah. Like, and it was like, say it was stacked. It was at least like 4 or 5 deep, and there was like a big, like walls of them.
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff.
A lot of stuff.
And the commemorative Masters.
Yes, commemorative Masters, like tons there, just tons and tons and tons and tons. So look forward to seeing all those once you get them, because I gotta give you your G.I. Joe figures. So I'm such a jerk. And when I tell you something, I was like, yes, thank you, can you like text me again, because it always happens. Like, we went to gymnastics with Alex and the other stuff, and I was just like, I gotta go, bye. I ran out and I forgot. Anyways, so we did that, and then one of my good friends, actually the co-writer of the theme song of Geek Dad Life, so the Not Okay But I'm Okay With That song that's in this song, David Varnado is a good dear friend of mine, and I got to get him on a stream at some point in time. We talked about doing something on Geek Dad Life 2 together. But he and a friend founded a record label called Tragic Hero Records. And one of the other guy was Tommy, and a good friend of mine. And David and I worked together at Apple for a long time, just good dear friends. And so that's how I became friends with Tommy. And then Tommy recently bought a long time comic shop here in Raleigh, North Carolina. And he was just like, hey, Jay, like, I don't know if you know, but I bought this comic store. And I was like, what? You did what? Did you what? And he was like, yeah, I got this storage locker. And I know you sell toys, and we watch your show. We watch the show, my kids and I, and you should come out and check it out. And I was like, yeah, sure. And I was like, I know some stuff, but I was like, I gotta get John out here. So the stars kind of aligned that like when he wanted to meet was also when we were meeting David Weaver and you were going to be in Raleigh. So I was like, can John come too? And John, this story, I did not expect it to be what it was, it was just like a shipping container full of stuff from 30 years ago. Like it was I don't know. Like, John,
it was a time capsule.
It was.
That's what it was. It was a certified time capsule. And when you said, we're going to go look at the storage locker, like that's what I was expecting. It was like roll up the door, storage locker, and then we go out to it.
Yeah.
And it's a shipping container.
It is.
And they open the door and we had to take stuff out.
Yes.
In order to even start getting in there.
Yeah.
And I mean, I love it. I love doing those kind of digs because it is, you never know what you're going to find.
No.
And, I mean, it was so much fun.
It was a blast. We'll definitely share more in the After Dark episode, but I did want to show this, and we'll talk about it more in the other thing, but he had just like crazy stuff, like uncut sheets of cards and stuff, or like, movies, like just all sorts of stuff that maybe a comic shop that's been around for 40 years would have like in its storage or whatever. And he was just like, here, you can just have this. And I was like, sure. And it is an uncut sheet of Topps Jurassic Park cards. Was it Topps Comics? And it is like, this is so cool.
It is awesome.
So I think I'll get this framed or something like that. And Zach loves Jurassic Park, he loves dinosaurs, so I may get it framed and put it in his room. But I was just like, this is so cool. But like, this is just like a microcosm taste of what was found in that storage locker.
Yeah. I as I was going through stuff, because you were like outside of the locker,
yes,
and I'm inside,
yeah.
And every time I find something, I'm like, Jay,
yes,
look at this. And so like there was an unopened box of Batman Returns cards. And so like we pass it back and we're like looking at it and it's awesome.
Yeah.
And then like I lift up a box and then there's a whole case of these. I'm like,
it's shipper case.
Holy S, there's like more than a dozen of these.
Yes.
So this was my consolation prize from unbelievable.
But it was a great time. There's more stories from this thing. One that this will be used. Hold on. Oh, damn it. Hold on. Sorry. Here we go.
Pikachu!
To a level by which, I don't know, maybe we're just toy geeks, so it seems more impressive than it is. But like our minds were blown.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about that in After Dark today. Like it was nuts.
Yeah, because I'm going to need to cuss when we talk about that.
Yeah, exactly. But big thanks to Tommy for letting us hang out. And talked about maybe doing a live stream from there at some point in time, which would be a lot of fun. Love that shop. And who knows? Like hopefully that's the start of something that John, maybe you'll get a good either commission sale out of it or something like that. So that'll be pretty darn cool. And again, thank you to David Weaver for inviting us into your home and seeing your awesome collection. He had this custom scare glow that he did for the 2000X line. I'll download it so I can talk about it in the next show. But so good, so good. Okay, exactly, and that's why we need to be able to swear to really dig into this locker story. So if you're not a patron yet, you can just put $5 down today and then say, all right, that's enough. I got this story and I'm out.
Yep.
Damn, last week was the drunk podcast with Matt Hatter and I, who were clearly hammered. and John, I think you were getting buzzed too. And Brian showed up as well. It was amazing. It was an amazing episode. Did I video the dig? So I didn't, because I didn't want to like spoil like where it was or anything like that. You know, like I want to make sure the location, everything is secure until the treasures have been fully, distributed or whatever.
Yeah. Yes.
That nerd locker talk. Yeah, like, that was the best. Yeah, it was insane. Okay. You can swear we are. It's a YouTube thing. Like they're very strict with that kind of stuff. So, but on that show can be unlisted, and I don't have to worry about YouTube being oppressive or whatever. Okay, John, no more pussyfooting around. I said it before. This is a hard one.
That's what she said.
Good Lord. Okay, lifelong toy collector, which sent this in, is it for vengeance tonight. Okay, so I want you prepared. This may be over before it began. But ladies and gentlemen, it's that time again. Time to test John on his knowledge of all things toy accessories. Yes, he claims to be one of the most perfect experts on, I don't know, I can't speak anymore. But we test him on that knowledge in a segment we like to call Stump John. So everybody, everywhere, all around the world, let's say it together. It's time to do what? It's time to stump that John or Stu. All right. Like I said, it's not going to be easy.
I'm scared.
You will be. You will be. Anyways.
Turn my hat around like Sly and over the top, getting ready to go.
All right, here we go. Let me pull it up. Yeah. Where you at? Where'd it go? Oh, here it is. Perfect. Okay. He put in a quarter to show sense of scale. But here's your first accessory.
Oh, come on. This is impossible.
He was angry. He's the angry elf. Not that lifelong toy collector is short or anything.
Pass.
Pass?
I have no idea. I don't have a man, I don't even have a guess. Like my like first instinct says Playmates Simpsons, but I can't think of like a figure that came with like a bag like that. Yeah, I'm gonna lose that one big time.
It's tough. Jeff Morris. It's the bag of bones. No. All right, let's keep moving on here.
What? You gotta be kidding me. What is that?
I told you, lifelong is angry.
It looks like a little, I can't tell if that's like part of something or if it's an accessory. Like it almost looks like a toolbox filled with like mason jars or something. Oh man, would it be? It looks like it would be with like the A-Team.
Okay.
I'm gonna guess it's A-Team.
Okay. It is. Do you want to guess who it goes to? Because damn it, John, I feel like that's pretty damn good. Can you guess who it is? Yeah, like lifelong toy collector. It's so snap. Do you want to fancy a guess who this one belonged to?
I'm just gonna say Murdoch.
Close. B.A. Baracus.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I felt that was gonna be too obvious. I didn't say him because like.
Sorry.
Obvious.
I apologize. Putting some dams in there. I apologize. But yes, it is an A-Team accessory. I think I'm gonna lifelong. I feel you were coming for blood. I feel like I gotta give at least John minutes. It's an A-Team accessory.
It's a point. It's a losing game anyway.
Point. Give him a point. All right. Next one. Last one.
Roboforce?
Yes, it is. It's Roboforce. How the hell did you get that?
The little connector piece, like it's like the cross thing. It almost looks like a Phillips head screwdriver without a tip on it, that doesn't come to a point. That's where Roboforce plugs into.
Wow. Okay.
I don't know the character. Could be
100 is the character.
100.
I'm gonna give it to you again because I had no idea. Wow. Amazing. Amazing. That's a real adult toy. Lifelong toiler. Well done. My goodness. Well done. I agree. I didn't think you had a chance in heck.
Okay, what was the first one?
Okay, do you want to just fancy a guess? You won. You got 2 out of 3. I don't know how you did that.
Man.
Wow.
I don't know. Is it NECA?
Nope.
Okay, then I'm no guesses at all. I'm blank.
Actually, Bag of Bones might have been a bit too much of a hint, but it's Dexter Morgan from Biff Bang Pow's Dexter toy line.
Oh, I'm not familiar with that.
Yeah. So there you go. But John, you did it. Well done. Hold on, I gotta give you at least a little bit before I get demonetized. You did it. You did it. Oh my God.
Flash. John, it's a quarter from America.
Oh my. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be it for tonight's Toy Geeks. Definitely want to thank the people that make this show possible. The patrons. Hold on, where did I put that video? I made one. There we go. Let me open it up real quick. And again, come hang out with us after this. It's $5. I think we got somebody jumped in right now. Jamie Vaughn is joining us tonight, which is gonna be great. I gotta do something with my voice though real quick because it's starting to go. I'm gonna blame Colleen for that because why not? But you get your name put into every single episode. You're gonna find a full list of those names right here. And so you get your name in each episode. You get GDL After Dark Sunday nights right after this show. You also get access to an exclusive Discord, and you get entered into a monthly raffle. Where this month we're going to actually re-raffle the hot toy because Automaton was like, I don't need it. Give it to another patron. So we're going to re-raffle again. So there you go. All right, everybody, take care. We'll see you all next time. Hasta luego. And goodbye. Bye, everybody.